This is the Sony A7 IV, my workhorse camera, client work, social media content, product photography, product videos, weddings, everything. I got it a couple months after it launched in 2021, and it was, even to this date, the most expensive purchase I've made, besides a car, of course. I knew it would be a big upgrade from my Canon M50, which I'm actually recording on it right now, so I can record this video while I'm holding it. And the plan was it was really gonna push me in this photography and videography career. Now that I've had this camera for about 2 years, I got some thoughts on it. The Sony A7 IV is the successor to what I believe is gonna go down as one of the most important cameras in Sony's history, the A7 III. It shoots in 4K, 24 frames per second or 60. There's a crop with 60, of course, both of which are oversampled from 6K, so it looks sharp. 10-bit color, built-in IBIS, no record limit. That's a big one. With the A7 III, you had that 30-minute record limit. It has a flip-out screen. That's another one that the A7 III did not have. Improved color science. Everything looks good. I'm gonna put the lens on here. I don't like it without the lens. Gotta keep it safe. Excellent photo quality. It's 33 megapixels. A long battery life, especially coming from the M50, which lasts a couple of videos and that's it. Customizable buttons, which again was very different from what I came from. I know a lot of other Sony cameras have it, but it's cool. And then you have your customizable mode switches on here. And of course, being Sony, it's killer in low light. All of these features make this $2,500 camera a beast and phenomenal at being a hybrid, meaning it can shoot both photo and video, which is exactly what I do, and was an essential decision maker in me buying this camera. For photography, it can easily keep focus. It's got super quick eye autofocus. Pictures come out sharp. 33 megapixels is a great sweet spot where everything's going to look really, really sharp. You'll have a lot of room to crop in and post if you need to, especially if you're posting it on social media where people are going to be looking at it on their phones. And if you are going to print it bigger on some walls, you can get an 8x10 or a little bit bigger, no problem at all. Really, in my opinion, no quality loss at 33 megapixels. And then it doesn't eat up a ton of storage like a 60 plus would. For video, like I said, the 4K is oversampled from 6K. That just means it's gonna look freaking sharp. It has S-Cinetone as a color profile in it too. So the colors right out of camera, they look really good. Sometimes, actually a lot of times, I don't even do any kind of edits or anything after. I just leave it how it looks straight out of camera. Photos great, but video is the main reason I bought this camera, and I'm not disappointed at all. And that's what I thought I was gonna use it for the most, but it really ends up being like a 50-50 split. The only downside to video is the crop in 4K 60. I know everybody talks about it, everybody complains about it, but there's been a couple times where I did go to use 4K 60 and it cropped in and it was noticeable. Basically, it's a 1.5 times crop, so it'll make your 24 millimeter look like a 35. Your 35 will look more like a 55, 56, something like that. So your two options in that case, you either need an even wider lens, so that way when it is cropped in, it'll look the way that you wanted it to, or you step back a little bit further if you have the space, which you don't always have it, or option 3, and this is what usually I end up doing, you shoot 1080p at 60 frames per second, so that way you get the correct field of view, and then you just have to deal with it being 1080 instead of 4K. It still looks really good. I've never delivered a project to a client and they said, that doesn't look 4K, my friend. Nobody ever notices, especially if it's getting posted on social media. Most of those cap out at 1080p anyway, so at least right now, it's not a huge deal. It's noticeable, it's annoying, but it's not like I'm never using this because of that. Now, some people do complain about overheating, and I have not had that issue. I know in my initial 90-day review for it, I did mention that it turned off because of heat sometimes. I was wrong. I actually found out that was because of the lens that I was using, which was a Viltrox 85mm lens. For whatever reason, if I'm rapid firing on that thing, that's what does it. That's what freezes the camera. I don't know why, I don't know what the miscommunication is, but I started to notice a pattern that it's only when I use that lens, rapid fire, that's what happens. The camera has yet to overheat on me, and from what I'm reading online, the biggest thing, as long as you just have the flip out screen flipped out, you should be good. Now in 2023, Sony has more cameras than when this guy came out. I mean, you can spend more and jump up to the A7R5, which is a monster. It looks great, I'm highly considering it. Or for a little bit less than this one, you can get the A7C II, which is basically this, just a little bit smaller, and a couple new AI features for the focus. Other options like the ZV-E10, the A7CR, which is like a smaller version of the A7R5, or the still dominant for video A7S III. Maybe I'll do a comparison video. I'll rent a whole bunch of them because can't afford to buy them yet, and kind of do a quick comparison. That could be fun. Let me know if you want to see something like that. I will say I'm 110% satisfied with my purchase of the A7 IV. Love this thing, use it all the time. I can't picture where I would be now if I did not spend the money and upgrade to this. Sometimes you can catch it on sale. I've got a link below to Amazon. It's an affiliate link, so it'll help a small channel out. Also, it'll be a couple of my favorite lenses that go with it, and I've got some videos on that too. Like and subscribe for more. Tell me what you want to see.